This character I'm about to talk about is better than 99% of the people in Goodnight Punpun. When we take a look at Goodnight Punpun, many YouTubers and other posts made about this manga are mostly about Punpun, Sachi, and Aiko. Of course, those are amazing characters, but there is still one oddball always out the conversation, only because they rarely got any chapters dedicated to them, and his name is Yaguchi, Goodnight Punpun's most forgotten character. So let's get into it. Some of you watching might think it's laughable calling Yaguchi the best character in all of Goodnight Punpun and not Aiko, but hear me out. You can't name a less controversial character in this manga that isn't Yaguchi. I believe he was the only person that treated Aiko right consistently. And he truly reveals this in chapter 27, one of the best chapters I feel personally. In this chapter, Yaguchi Takao opens up to Oyasumi Punpun about having a girlfriend as they walked home together. He gets all shy and nervous when he does admit to Punpun that he actually does have a girlfriend, in which Punpun knows already, of course. Yaguchi starts to blush and covers his smile with his scarf and starts to set himself apart from Punpun. At some point, all of us expected Aiko to date some sort of douchebag that flushes other kids' head in a toilet, but rather we get the opposite of that, and that surprises the readers by a long shot. I mean, I really can't speak for everyone, but I found myself proud and happy for both Yaguchi and Aiko. At this point, we see Yaguchi Takao's true colors, which are far better than Punpun in my opinion, as I didn't even want Punpun to end up with Aiko at this point anymore, because we go on to see Yaguchi saying he gets nervous holding Aiko's hands, and he drops the greatest quote in all of Goodnight Punpun. He states, "Do you think it's a bit narrow-minded of me as a person if my greatest joy in life is making my girlfriend happy?" That statement alone should tell you so much about Yaguchi's character. He seems so well spoken for his age and hands down right for Aiko. If you aren't rooting for Yaguchi at this point when reading, that would seem pretty crazy. It seems hard to make an argument not to be happy for Yaguchi. He didn't break anything up between Aiko and Punpun. He just found Aiko in the right place and time and took his chance. He is actually one of the only characters who is consistent with his emotions, and he fights through the trials and tribulations, all while battling his foot injuries and problems at home. His determination to make everything work in his life is truly remarkable and makes the readers easily understand just how capable Yaguchi really is. Although a lack of appearance may be a problem for some people, I personally feel in Goodnight Punpun it enhances his ability to make such an impact in every single chapter he's in. Of course, I wanted more of Yaguchi's backstory, but truly I already believe we got so much about his character by how willing he is to make Aiko feel special even though she is sad most of the time. Yaguchi ends up taking on the archetype of a tragic underdog, a fan favorite that is mostly overlooked. He really did deserve a happy ending more than Punpun in my opinion. Not to say a happy ending should be a competition, but rather it should have been given to Takao. Nevertheless, Punpun actually opens up to him and tells him that he still has feelings for Aiko, and we see a somewhat of an emotional shift between Yaguchi. This whole time he's been explaining how he cares about this one girl, to a guy, which is Punpun in this case, who wants that exact girl. He decided then to put his badminton match on the line and says if he'll win, he'll keep Aiko, but if he loses, he is free to take Aiko from here on out. And if you're thinking what I'm thinking, it kind of does seem a little bit controversial putting your girlfriend on the line for a match, but to say the least, by Takao putting his girlfriend on the line, that just shows you how confident he is in his abilities to handle himself in badminton, as he is the best player in the school. Punpun agrees to these terms and is somewhat relieved that he has a chance to get back with Aiko after the Kagoshima incident when they were children. This all changes when Yaguchi falls short due to his breathing issues, but he does stay firm in his words by giving up Aiko to Punpun, telling him he had won, and breaks down into tears as it is an emotional moment for this complex characters. While reading this part, many readers are shocked. Punpun had finally done it. He got Aiko back, but at what cost? Yaguchi had lost the girl he planned to give everything to. He would not do anything but to make her happy, something we never saw Punpun do consistently. Prior to this, we actually kind of see a dark moment with Aiko admitting that she does not want to be with Yaguchi anymore, solely because he had many places to run away to. This is kind of concerning from the reader's standpoint. We see Yaguchi is good enough for Aiko and probably far better than Punpun at least, but that doesn't make him attractive to Aiko in one bit. He isn't broken enough and doesn't strive to run away and live a happy life with Aiko. But you know who does come from a broken place? Well, it's Punpun. So if it means to ditch a guy who's kind, serious, and cool, Aiko is willing to throw him away. It's kinda sad seeing how Aiko treated Yaguchi like he was just a pawn, waiting for Punpun to replace him. I dislike this move by Aiko very much, as it came with a sense of demise for the relationship from the very start. Yaguchi spoke very highly of Aiko to Punpun and probably other people, and for Aiko to throw it away and Yaguchi put under the bus really ticks me off. Even though Punpun wins the deal against Aiko's boyfriend, he feels a sense of guilt, rightfully so, that comes with this and chooses not to accept Aiko as the victory prize. And this is because it wouldn't be fair to Takao, only because he didn't lose because of the lack of skills, the original thing he actually betted on, but rather his foot injury got the better of him. By Punpun letting Aiko go, he breaks the other promise he made not too early on in the badminton match, saying he would run away but bailed out last minute again. And that leaves a sour taste in the mouth of readers, and definitely me. With the badminton tournament concluding, literally all three characters did not get a happy ending. Aiko leaves Punpun for good, and Punpun's life spirals downwards. But at last, Yaguchi doesn't get seen anymore in the manga. You honestly can't make this up. All three of them had a terrible end to that amazing arc. I really wish we got to see a happy ending at least, or some kind of update from Yaguchi around chapter 130 where Punpun and Aiko are on the run for murder. I personally feel like the mangaka missed out on this opportunity to develop his character more, and that really hurts some diehard fans around the world, including me. With the most courageous and empathetic character out the picture, the mystery sets in around him on what his true potential could have been. This is a reminder to join the Discord down below. If you join the Discord right now and say that you came from the new Goodnight Punpun video, your username will be in the next video. Another reminder to subscribe as I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm out.